What happens when arrogance tries to erase dignity at 30,000 feet? In the hushed luxury of first class, a white billionaire explodes, shouting that a black man doesn't belong in his seat. Passengers watch in stunned silence, attendants falter, and humiliation fills the air. But Marcus Reed, calm and unshaken, carries a truth no money can silence. One badge. One sentence. And the entire plane will never forget the moment power bowed to justice. The cabin of first class was quiet enough to hear the soft chime of the seatbelt sign. Then a voice ripped through the silence. What is he doing here? In my section. A white billionaire in a crisp gray suit shot up from his leather seat, finger jabbing toward the man across the aisle. Heads turned. The flight attendants froze mid-step. Marcus Reed, medium brown skin, broad shoulders under a tailored shirt, sat still. His jaw tightened. His hand pressed against the armrest until his knuckles whitened. Passengers shifted uncomfortably, some looking away, others staring in disbelief. The billionaire leaned closer, voice sharp like a blade. First class is for people who belong here. Not you. The words landed like slaps. For a moment, Marcus's eyes dropped, lashes flickering. Then he lifted his head. Calm. Unflinching. And ready to answer. The billionaire's rant didn't stop. His words carried the kind of arrogance that made the air feel heavy. I paid $10,000 for this seat, and I won't sit next to someone like him, he declared, his tone dripping with contempt. The attendants exchanged nervous glances, torn between calming the furious man and protecting the quiet passenger he targeted. Marcus stayed seated, shoulders squared, chest rising slowly as he breathed through the storm. One attendant whispered, "Sir, please lower your voice." But the billionaire slammed his palm against the tray table, rattling glasses. "Don't tell me what to do. Remove him. Now." A hush fell. Marcus's hand tightened around the seatbelt, the smallest action betraying his rising tension. The humiliation wasn't new to him, but in this confined cabin, under so many watchful eyes, it cut deeper. And still, he said nothing. Not yet. The confrontation reached a breaking point. The billionaire leaned so close Marcus could feel the heat of his breath. "You don't deserve this seat. You don't deserve any of this." His words struck like blows, echoing in the narrow cabin. A woman across the aisle gasped, clutching her husband's arm. The lead flight attendant stepped forward, hesitant, voice shaking. "Sir, please," but the billionaire cut her off with a roar, "If you won't do it, I'll have him dragged out myself." He raised his hand as if to summon the bodyguards he didn't have. Marcus finally unbuckled his seatbelt with a soft click. He stood. The entire cabin froze. His eyes, steady and calm, met the billionaire's glare. Marcus reached into his jacket, pulled out a black leather wallet, and flipped it open. The gold badge gleamed under the cabin lights. His voice was low but carried like thunder. "Federal Bureau of Investigation. Sit down." The words seemed to hang in the pressurized air. For a heartbeat, no one breathed. The billionaire's face drained of color, his mouth opening but no sound coming out. Around them, passengers who had shrunk into their seats now leaned forward, eyes wide with disbelief. A man in the back muttered, "He's FBI." The lead flight attendant's posture straightened instantly, relief flickering across her face. She turned to Marcus, voice respectful. "Agent Reed, do you want us to involve the captain?" Marcus didn't flinch. He held the billionaire's stare, unblinking, unshaken. The man who moments ago roared with entitlement now stumbled backward, bumping into his seat, trapped in the silence he had created. And for the first time, the cabin belonged to Marcus. The billionaire finally sank into his seat, his once booming voice reduced to a strained whisper. I didn't know." Murmurs rippled through the cabin, some passengers nodding in approval, others glaring at him with open disdain. Marcus adjusted his jacket, the badge still visible for a moment before he closed it and slipped it away. His words were calm, steady. Money buys comfort. It doesn't buy respect. Remember that. The attendants exchanged glances of quiet gratitude, one softly saying, "Thank you, sir." Passengers began to clap, the sound building like a wave until it filled the entire cabin. Marcus didn't smile, but a quiet strength radiated from him as he sat back down. For the first time on that flight, every eye looked at him not with suspicion, but with respect. And the billionaire, silent now, stared at the floor, powerless.